did you open it again? Okay.
Yeah, Renee and I both we went back and did it again. It says login failed, unable to sync to calendar.
Okay, so we need to check your Gmail setup in Brainworks then to make sure that we have the right login and password for your Brainworks account. So
you want to do a PST ticket on those?
No, that's something I have to take care of. So Brian and Renee.
And me too, Margaret also.
Okay.
Same problem.
Dennis.
All right. So I have Canary Hearing. If for those of you that are watching my desktop, if I now go to my Gmail calendar and hit reload page, it's going to show that appointment right here at 11 o'clock. And so for you all, it should do the same thing, whether you're looking at your calendar on your iPhone or you're looking at it on your desktop.
Excuse me, Dennis, it's Nancy.
Yes.
When I went to hit save on the appointment detail, I got an error message that says the expression on click you entered as the event property produced the following error: invalid use of null.
Yeah, and Nancy, I know I have to set you up for the Gmail sync.
Okay.
So I definitely, given that you just came on board.
Okay.
So I've added you to the list.
Okay,
so
thank you.
At this point, for those of you that were able to do it, there should be an appointment on the left on the day timer, as well as syncing to your Gmail calendar. And then if you wanted to make changes to that, you could double click on it. You could come back in to Brainworks, double click on it, and update the notes and or anything else that you wanted to add after you had made the call.
So you double click on what?
On the appointment where on your calendar. If you double click, it'll reopen the appointment detail window.
Okay. Seem to work.
And you can make changes to it.
Okay.
Hey, Dennis.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I understand this. Could you, I'm writing next, show me how to get back into Brainworks to make changes once more, please?
You could just go into client information.
Client information, okay.
And go to whatever account you're going to book an appointment for.
Right.
And then click on that calendar icon in the ribbon. It has a 24 in it.
Right, calendar, okay.
And then click on whatever time you want to make the appointment. You got to click on the handshake and then click on the calendar, and that'll bring up the appointment detail.
Thank you.
Sure. And this is recorded, so you'll be able to also view it again. All right, so that's how you book an appointment. So you call up the account and then double click on the calendar, complete the information that's appropriate, hit save, and it will sync to your Gmail calendar as well. And of course, if you've shared your Gmail calendar with your sales manager and with me, then we're able to see not only today but into the future what appointments you have scheduled. Now, how do we look at what notes there might be or other opportunities that I've pitched various accounts? I'm going to go back to, you need to look at an account that you have notes on or that you've logged calls on, and since many of you haven't, you'll have to you can walk through Brainworks with me, but you call up an account that you've made notes on or you've logged calls on, and down in the lower corner there are a bunch of buttons. And the second one in the first column is called SFA Notes. If you click on that, this is where if you've put any notes in at the customer level, that's where these will be at. I have tough customer under this one. The place that you put notes, if you hit up in the upper left the smiley face that brings you back to the main account area, SFA Notes. You could also click just FSA Notes, and you could type in notes here. This is just an area for notes about the account. It's not related to any sales call. So if you simply wanted to convey, like I typed in tough customer, this would be where you would type in the SFA Notes. Now, if you wanted to see what opportunities were logged against this, there's a button in the lower left called Opportunity. And if you click on that, it will show you anything that was pitched to the account. And again, if you're in Brainworks and not able to see this, when you look at the recording, you'll see that for this client, I logged a bunch of things. I logged AA, pitched them the advertiser advantage. It'll be like a spreadsheet, and if you double click on it, it will show you essentially what you logged when you made the appointment.
Dennis?
Yes.
Where will this show? Because since we're not synced, it's not showing. When we click Opportunity, will it show in that white space there?
It will, yes. Once you start logging calls. That's correct.
All right, thank you.
So SFA Notes in the lower left, the Opportunity button in the lower left will bring up opportunities, which you can then drill down on. Or you could always go back to the calendar. The burden with the calendar is that, of course, you have to remember the date, and you got to toggle back in Brainworks. So it's easier if you do it using the Opportunity button.
Dennis,
yes.
You're saying SFA, clicking on that. I didn't see how you did that.
The SFA Notes,
yes.
It's an SFA Notes button. And that'll bring up a white box under the account name where you can type in just notes about the customer.
Okay, I didn't see that.
And that'll stay there. That way, if an account gets transferred, you'll be able to, whoever the new rep is, can read a little bit about it. So it'd be nice over time to write a few sentences about the account, the contact, for future reps that might handle it. And then again, the Opportunity button will list any opportunities, and you'll see that you can actually just view the ones that are open or the ones that are closed or open and closed. And then if you double click on that, it'll bring up the detail, and if you click on the appointment, it brings up the appointment detail where you can go in and make changes. So again, viewing the video, you'll get a sense of how you can do that.
So Dennis, is there an ability to bring up a report for all of the accounts that I have activities with, and so that let's say at the end of the week, I can revisit what I've done and put together some, whatever I need to put together to maybe follow up or to move forward?
Yes, I attached a sample sales call report that will start to run weekly, and probably do that by zone, and then just push it out to the sales manager, and they can push it out to the reps. And I could also make the data mining SFA report available to you if anyone wanted to run it on their own, but I do have a reminder to run that each week. But that's in an area that I can give you access to, and you just open it up and change the dates, and you can run it and save it as a PDF or print it or whatever. So when I get started in using this, there are also some follow-up features when you go in to change the appointment. And I'm looking for that right now. Activity. This. Well, I will get back to you on that. There is the ability to do a follow-up appointment within this, and it will put it elsewhere in the calendar. So I'm not sure if that was Margaret or who that was asking about, doing follow-ups, but
It was Gloria.
Gloria, sorry. But that ability is in here.
Hey, Dennis.
Yes.
If you have do we have the ability to update any of the appointment data from the Gmail perspective?
No, you have to do it within Brainworks. Good question. Yeah, the sync to Gmail is simply to make it easy on you and your sales manager to see what appointments you have booked. And then keep in mind, these other buttons down below will become, some of them you're already using, but some of them will become functional, like the competitive media button, which is in the lower left. The plans are there to have some other folks log in competing media where that advertiser was, where based on the sections the competitors were monitoring, like attractions. We'll build that out later. So play around with some of the buttons, see what works, what doesn't, but those are the SFA things. Going back up to the top ribbon, if you want to log a phone call, next to the handshake there is a telephone, and it works essentially the same way, and it actually has a different color code. So in this account that I have, I'm going to schedule a phone call. So I'm going to double click or click on the phone icon, and I'm going to double click at the 10 o'clock hour. And the call detail window is very similar to the appointment detail. This will not sync to Gmail, but again, if you want to use this to track all your touch points, and if you made a call in this account, you could type in talk, about Chess 360. Again, you have the ability to select phone call and what you talked about, and you click save. When you do that, for those of you watching, you'll notice that phone calls are in a different color. Appointments are in white boxes, phone calls are in yellow. And then you could also schedule a to-do, which is right next to the telephone. And if you click on that, and I'll just click on, I guess it's 10:30, there are to-do, again, very similar window. And if you type in the subject line and hit save, that's going to be light blue. So this does have the ability to track all of your touch points. And while I'm wrapping up the ribbon at the top, you also have the ability now to email right out of Brainworks. And that's the mailbox that is, again, going left to right. This does not have a client email address, so what we're going to do is I'm going to add it, and I'm just going to add my email. hit save first. So if I click on the